figure. He did a lot of horrible things towards the end of that series.
That's right.
But it was just to create this image.
Right.
And so when he had his homeboy kill him, it vindicated in sort of this response to this assassination. His homeboy became a hero because he was Japanese, but Britannia also loved him.
Right.
And his sister, Nolly, was also of royalty folk. It was just like I said, I think that's what Aaron's doing. I think Aaron's going to eat Zeke. He's going to get all the Titans, bro. And he's just going...
Right, because it's like it needs to conglomerate so that it doesn't exist
and
anymore.
then
So even if they have bloodline does come across.
So I think they are going to do the thing where they switch the blood, like the youth, like the sterilization thing. They're going to do that, but as a result, I think as soon as they do that, Aaron's going to be like, yeah, but we also got to get rid of all of these Titans like right now. Like, you know what I'm saying? I don't know, maybe because like they also want to do other things, but we can start the show though. I'm just saying, I didn't know you was watching because we would have had conversations about this shit. We can get into it. But this series is incredible.
Man, I just caught up, man. It's
all right. That's what's up. All right, yo. Welcome back to the TWEOM podcast. I'm your host, Joel Morris.
It's good. It's your favorite host, Louis XV.
And it's your other host, Walt Red. What's good, people?
Nothing much, man. R.I.P. Nip. You know what I'm saying?
R.I.P.
Yes, sir.
Big Nip.
Yeah.
Crip Nip.
The shouts out. Last day International Women's Month, and there's also Trans Visibility Day. A lot going on today.
Yes.
I want to start with this Derek Chauvin trial.
A word.
All right, what you want to start with? Well, you got something else?
There was just an artist that I came across for the Trans Visibility Day on Apple Music. Her name is Shay Diamond.
Okay.
Great R&B.
She the next Lil Nas X?
Pop artist, I should say. No.
Y'all talking about that nigga or Derek Chauvin? Who you want to talk about first?
See, look, you're the one who brought it up.
I'm just asking, like, what we want to jump in today? We want to start pop culture, or we want to start on the niggas is dying?
Let's just get the bullshit out the way. Y'all mess with them satanic Nikes? I think they kind of fire.
Nah, they was heat. I'm not gonna lie, they was cold.
I kind of want them.
I'm cool with the whole human blood thing, just because that just feels ill. But nah, like, so did y'all watch the video though?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I feel like I've seen enough of it. Y'all mess with it?
No, I mean like for me, it was. The symbolism with Satan wasn't shocking because I liked South Park Bigger, Longer, Uncut, and Saddam Hussein had a whole gay relationship with Satan in that joint. I grew up on that movie, so this, I'm not gonna lie, the imagery in this video was light work compared to some shit I've seen. So for me, I think
so everybody,
the most daring aspect of it was the open expression of black gay sex, like the gay man's sexuality. That was the only thing where I was like, whoa, this is a lot. This is a whole lot for me to take in. He's doing what Cardi and Mega doing, but just for his team. And so I can't get mad at it. And I understand it, but it's just like, I wasn't ready to see what I saw in that video. I can tell you that right now. But that's the point. I was kind of, my whole gripe with, I got hair on. One of my gripes with Lil Nas X was I couldn't see the representation of his community in his music. It's there now. But before, I was like, he was kind of making this ambiguous music where it's like, but I appreciate it. Like I said, I actually appreciate it because I'm like, what's the point of having a whole gay rapper if he ain't gonna be loud as fuck with that shit? Yeah.
All right, that's another thing. Is this nigga a rapper? Because I don't think he's a rapper.
I classify. Yeah, go ahead, Lou.
No, I was just gonna say he's one of them. I mean, he's a pop rapper. Like, rap is pop. He's a pop rapper. And he also does a lot of genre blending. That's the best way I would describe that shit.
Yeah. I have three categorizations for people who make music. You're either a musician, a hip hop artist, or a rapper. I don't think Nas, I haven't seen from Nas. Maybe there's a biopic or something out there where like we got him playing guitar, jazz, hitting the joint like Prince. Prince could play all these instruments. I don't think Nas is that musically inclined. I don't think he could look at the notes on the sheet of paper and know what the dude's about. I'm not sure about that. Maybe he is. Maybe,
sight read.
I don't know. Maybe he does know the difference between A minor and C minor. Maybe he does know those things.
Him
I
and
don't
Lizzo
know.
over here writing scores together.
Exactly. Maybe I don't know. I can't judge the kid, but I doubt it. So a hip hop artist, I can't really say he's a hip hop artist because he's not really bringing too much of the overarching stories of hip hop. And for instance, if he released a song, I guess, about his plight as a gay black kid in America, then he would be hip hop, because that is about oppression. That is, you know what I'm saying? I don't think he does that though. He's just, you know,
well, that's what classifies as a hip hop artist to you.
They have to be a person who combines the musical stylings of rap music with a socially conscious message of some nature. That's just how I define hip hop artists. You can have one or two songs that you dived into that with, but if you're not, you're just a rapper, which is fine. You could be a rapper. Like the Migos are just rappers to me. I would consider the closest to being a hip hop artist amongst the Migos is Offset, because I listened to his work and I saw a different layer there. You know, there's something I can dig into, pull out, extrapolate. You know, if it's just a whole bunch of she was in the clubs on my dick and it felt great, then, you know, you're a rapper. Lil Nas is a gay rapper.
I mean, but
that song though, she was in the club on my dick. That's a Migos hit right there, son.
But it did feel great though. That's the thing.
It did feel great.
It did feel great.
That's why I say all this stuff has a purpose. Just like Cardi and Meg is doing it for women now. You know, a lot of we have to admit though, a lot of this loud, rambunctious music fucked us up. It's gonna do the same thing to the women in the LGBT communities. Don't get it twisted. If it was wrong when we was doing it, it's also gonna be wrong that they do it. Like, because
you say they're gonna come for the studs next.
No. What I mean is like, for instance, right? It's like when Snoop says something, like, let's say Snoop Dogg made this comment about the WAP song, right? People's like, oh my God, Snoop, da 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 da. I'm like, okay, there's two layers of Snoop. He's not just an old black man. He's also an OG rapper. So if OG rapper is telling you, yeah, I did all this stuff and it was wrong. I'm just seeing a different lane of it now. And I'm trying to tell y'all as an older statesman of this game that it doesn't have the same merit that you think it does. That's all he was trying to relay as an OG rapper. But most people just saw the patriarchy and the black man saying something. No, it was, because you got to look at it this way. It's like Snoop is someone who's literally gone to a point of making a Christian album. He switched genres. He had a whole awakening. He tried to change his name. He said, I wanted something I could play at the White House if Obama invited me. He just had a different perspective on his life and the stuff he did in the past. You know what I'm saying? So he's someone who, I don't think he's enlightened or fully scaled, but don't forget, he did ask us if he could call Gail a bitch. Old Snoop would have just let it fly. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, Old Snoop would have done like this horse face bit.
Look,
but I think that's the point though. But that's the point. Like Snoop is an elder. Like he's been in the game since, I want to say 93. Like literally as long as I've been alive. But I mean, Meg and Cardi are only like,
they're in their 20s.
That's what
I'm saying. Like they're going to do their thing, but I wouldn't be shocked that by the time they're Snoop's age, they're going to be saying the same shit. Oh yeah, I was wilding. You know, we were just having fun. It was a dope time. It's going to be all the same verdict and like, but it's cool.
Trying to get that money.
Yeah,
they got to be allowed to explode and
like
fail.
Everybody that's like everybody that's young right now saying, "Let us have our fun."
Exactly.
You know, that's what Snoop was saying. He's like, "Let me have my fun." You know, let me get this freaknik off. Come on.
Look, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's just that you got, like, sometimes when Snoop say some shit, you just got to put it in as a 60-year-old nigga who's been doing this for a long time. That's all I'm saying. You got to see all three sides. Sometimes when some people, like, if I make a statement about certain things, like, there's more, some people's statement, depending on what the subject matter is, has more gravitas and weight and needs to be analyzed from a more nuanced perspective when they make a statement, right? I'm not saying it didn't reflect patriarchy. I'm not saying it didn't reflect hypocrisy. But at the same time, it could also be a reflection of an older gentleman who learned from the error of his ways and is just trying to school the next generation so they don't fuck up the same way he did. That's all it could be too. That's all I'm saying. Like, you can look at it in all three of those lenses. That's all I'm saying. So, because there's just a lot of incidents like that. So I think that was the only thing about Southside with Lil Nas X. I'm like, okay. And another thing was, it makes sense. I've always wondered how come there's not a person from the LGBT community who has stood directly oppositional to Christianity. Like, Because that's essentially what he's saying. Like, I don't go to church on Sunday. That's what this nigga just told everybody for the last 2 weeks. That's pretty much what we found out.
Well, also, it's like, when have we had an artist that's like this? You know, like every artist that has been like flamboyant in their sexuality.
Prince, everybody.
You know, the last one that I can really, really remember is Elton John.
Thug play with it a little bit.
Just music.
No, just artists.
Oh, yeah, I feel you.
Artists in general.
Oh, CeeLo.
Like, not even.
That nigga wore a whole gold costume to the fucking.
No. But that's. But
I mean,
that's the point, though. Like, it's flamboyant, but it's exactly. It's not the same as saying like, this is my sexuality and I'm.
Oh, okay, I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
Oh, then Elton John's the only
last one that we really had. Exactly, Elton John was the last one that we had that really like stood on it, and then he had a rocket ship. You know, what do you call it? David Bowie was the same way. David Bowie. So like we haven't had like a black artist do this, and that's why it's so shocking at the end of the day, because
that's why I was shocked.
We got CeeLo, but CeeLo hasn't said anything. We haven't had a black artist that says, this is my sexuality. It is in opposition to what most would consider for a black man, and this is how I'm gonna express my art.
In this genre too, I think you gotta add that in there.
No, not even just in the genre, just in general, because even the black ones that we have had have been women.
No, I feel like you gotta say in the genre, because like hip hop specifically has been pretty much like, you know what I'm saying, like
certain cloth.
I feel that.
All the men are cut from a certain cloth.
I'm sure we've had.
Yeah.
Even if Kanye's a nerd, he's still like the blackest nerd you can find.
Yeah, I'm sure we got like gay black.
Oh, we definitely had some gay artists, but it's not like Tyler throwing the subliminals and shit. Nas was like, nah, nigga, I'm out.
Right.
That's the difference.
It's here. It is here.
And that was mainly the only thing that was taken aback, but it was because it was new. That's the only thing that was new to me. It's like I said, it was just the visuals and stuff. I mean, Katy Perry done went hand with CG like that before. So my thing was none of this shit was like astounding visually or aesthetically. But I appreciated the artist appeal, trying to at least just like, that's why I shared the message. He was like, look, man, this community had me afraid to be who I was my whole life. So if they afraid because I released a video, fuck it. And I feel that because I'm like, bro, like it's like these white people out here all of a sudden afraid to have conversations about race. I'm like, nigga, we've been entrenched in these conversations. We ain't got time for your old timid ass. Like, it's like, no, and you're part of the problem, the reason why we still have these conversations. So I totally understood that. And I was like, and that's another thing where I was listening to it. Like I said, the song is just it's pop rap, but that was the only thing I took from it. Like, it was just the fact that it was new. I hadn't seen it before. But I see some people, like, that's going to be a beacon for a lot of people in his community. Look, everybody want a ratchet person to idolize, bro. That's what I realized. This is America. Everybody want a ratchet motherfucker to idolize. The white people put their whole person as president for 4 years. They put the most ratchet motherfucker they could find. Everybody like their ratchet counterparts, bro. Think about it, nigga. Like, what group of people do you not know that don't idolize somebody that's ratchet as fuck in their culture?
That's terrible.
That's America. That's like, dog, we sick. We got problems over this motherfucking dog. And you know, for instance, it's just, that's one of those things where I'm just like, yeah, I said, do your thing, young kid, keep being you. Like I said, I follow you on IG. Absolutely. Some of them posts be like, whoa, but I fuck with you. I fuck with you heavy.
I don't even follow him on the ground, but
it's a tough follow. I can't lie. With Nas. Yeah,
I mess with the kid.
But that's just part of my growth too. You know,
so
being accepted, like seeing everything. Because, you know, you could be accepted with groups of people, but when you see them every day, it's a different layer to it. You know, that's why I follow all these different people from different walks of life, so I can see them every day. No, maybe they're upset about some similar things I get upset about in the cycle. Like, we all looking at this trial shit right now, regardless of you LGBT, whatever. You looking at this motherfucker Derek Chauvin. We all got one focus in this motherfucker right now. Is they gonna let this cracker go? Because I tell you what I'm about to do.
Yeah, so.
All you need is one racist motherfucker on a jury who's, because look at it, this is the thing about those 12 people in that jury. Is your racism more important than the country? That's what you gotta ask yourself.
Yes. Always.
We know the answer.
Always.
I'm really just like, I'm not really too like hyper focused on what the verdict is going to be, because I mean, I just feel like it's going to be the verdict it's always been. Because wasn't there a whole what was that Hassan Minaj show, Patriot Act, where he was talking about how police officers always get off with that. But except in this case, I really don't know how valid that whole feared for my life thing is. But I'm seeing that they are trying to use the excuse, Chauvin's defense, that he was distracted by all the people surrounding him while he was on his neck, which I mean, just on his face is just bullshit, because you was distracted for 9 minutes while you was kneeling on a motherfucking neck.
So the only question, because they say that you know, the judicial system is based on logic. You know, that's what the what do you call it? Is that,
I don't know who said
what's that test?
Who
The
said
LSAT.
that shit,
You know, that's
oh, okay.
Yeah, no. Seriously.
I know what you mean. I know what you mean. It's one of those lies white folks told us.
That's what they say.
I know
exactly. They
just been lying this whole time.
Hey, look, whether they lied or not, we know what the truth is.
Like my nigga Toby said, America's built on the cap, nigga.
So
he said America's all cap.
So
nigga.
logic would dictate if you were afraid for your life, right, and you already subdued this man, what damage would have been done if you just got up?
Bro, that's what I'm saying. Like, not only does the usual defense that we see in these type of cases of I feared for my life, or maybe I'm thinking of more like stand your ground type of rules, but it applies to police as well.
They're the same thing.
First of all, I feel like that argument I feel like that argument in this case is invalid. And I'm also seeing because I'm watching like clips of the trial, and his defense is really trying to convince people that this dude with a gun and a taser and all sorts of other weapons was distracted by a bunch of people shouting at him to get off this dude George's neck.
Yeah.
That it just slipped his mind. Like 9 minutes just flew by, and I was so distracted. I didn't know I was
so distracted. I couldn't have stood up once.
And it wasn't me that killed him. He had other health concerns.
Bro, the people who reviewed the security footage said they thought the shit was frozen because them niggas didn't move that long. Okay, but this is the point. He don't got to convince us. All you can do is convince one of them crackers in that jury box, bro. And he really don't even got to convince them. All he got to do is hope he got a Klansman on that bitch. They hope through all these jurors they went through, all he got to hope is there's one motherfucker with a MAGA hat in the closet. That's all he got to hope for. But what I'm saying about that one motherfucker on this jury who could fuck up this country, because let's be clear, this is one motherfucker and he's in that jury. All it's got to be is one. And if that one motherfucker decides that, you know what, I like my police more than I like these niggas, and that's always going to be the case, I'm willing to sacrifice this country. That's what's going to happen. Don't get this twisted. But we 30 years old, like Pac said, we lost the energy. These 19-year-old niggas, though, let that motherfucker walk. That bitch burning.
The hip hop.
Oh, it's burning. Every city gonna be on fire. But you understand, we was out there with them. They was more passionate than me and Lou.
You say that this one juror just has to say, you know, I like my people more than anybody else, essentially. And that's why I'm gonna vote for the soul of this nation. I don't even think they have the idea of the soul of the nation in their minds.
I agree with you. I don't think that they're saying it that way. When you have a person
like that, they're not thinking that far. They're
not, and that's why they're on the jury, because they don't have that grandiose perspective. They specifically choose individuals with narrow-mindedness. They said they was looking for somebody who hadn't seen the video.
Who the hell ain't seen the video?
But they found people, bro. Well, you chose not to watch it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know exactly. Like,
there's a difference.
I even not see the video.
If they asked you, why you haven't seen the video? I chose not to watch it. You're not on the jury, nigga. Get out of here.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? That's what they pick it. And to me, I'm looking at this shit like, bro, like, all you need is one motherfucker who's like, I can't do it. I just can't send this officer to jail for life. All Derek got to do is hit us with a couple of them crock tears. I didn't know he couldn't breathe. I'm like, you didn't know? Nigga told you like 40 times. I thought you couldn't talk when you couldn't breathe. Like, Bro, I've seen it all, nigga. I seen this all that motherfucker George Menez who killed Philando was on the stand. Said this nigga smelled weed in the car. And in the split second Philando was reaching for his gun, he thought to himself, well, if he's smoking weed in the car in front of this baby, he really won't care about my life either. And I said, no, nigga, because if you can't, but you shot in the car with the baby.
Exactly. You unleashed in the car with the baby.
How many times?
All they have to do is Ebony K. Williams told us. All they have to do is prove that the cop feared for his life. That's all they have to prove. And I don't even think necessary for me. What I see with these antics, it seemed like they're trying to convince the jury that this crowd heightened the danger of the situation and made it so the cop wasn't coherent enough to do the due diligence that he needed to do. Meaning he had a whole bunch of people jeering, yelling at him. He's watching all these different individuals. They got the black man. They said that he was throwing profanities. He was an angry black man filming the black girl. But I'm saying all they're trying to paint in that for this officer, he was in that fucking Mr. Krabs meme. You know, the joint just like that. Oh, that's what they're trying to convince us.
The dizzy joint.
And while he was doing all that, his knee was on this man's neck for 9 minutes and 29 seconds. That's what they're trying to convince these 12 people right now.
And not only was his knee on his neck, bro, man was surrounded by like 3 other officers, bro. Wasn't there like 3 other officers guarding him while he was on this dude's neck?
110%.
Did anybody even approach? That's the thing. Did anybody even approach him?
No, they was just shouting at him. Like
EMT who testified that she was a bystander on the scene, identified herself as an EMT to do support, and they turned her down.
Mm-hmm. Boom.
But that's what I'm saying. But they're trying to draw this thing of like
willful ignorance,
and they know they got the chips in their favor. They got the chips in it because if they got one motherfucker on that jury, it just takes one. That's how they set it up. 12 Angry Men, one of my favorite movie of all time. 12 angry old white men in that room deciding what happened to that racially ambiguous kid. You know, they couldn't get a black kid back then. It was too much, but they put a racially ambiguous kid up there to be the trial. I never forget to look at that motherfucker face when the jury went back. They showed that nigga's face one time in the beginning of that movie. He's just looking like, dang, it's really up to these crackers. That's the realest face of the game, son. I want to show y'all. I'm gonna send y'all a screenshot of that shit later. But yeah, man, just one, bro. Ask Walter Scott. His family.
I'm really ready for them to just let the dude off. You know what I'm saying? I'm really just like.
I mean, I pray they don't, because I really don't want this. I really don't want it to go down like it's gonna happen.
No.
If it does, I said I pray that all 12 of those people understand the full weight of what they're doing and ask themselves, is this one white man worth everything? Even if you think he did, even if you believe he was justified, if you that fucked up in the head, ask yourself a question. Is this one white man's life in prison or the chair, whatever fuck he get? Is this one white man's existence worth you possibly not making it home? You having security for your whole life? Because when they release the name of these jurors, don't let them find out your name, nigga. That's all I know. So
never.
That's what I said. Is like, is it worth it? Ask yourself a real question deep in your heart. If I do this, is it worth it? Is it worth me going home having to explain? Because his family know he was on the jury and shit. They try to find people who don't got loved ones and everything. The criteria list was crazy.
Do you have family members living?
Just let me know. They finna let this nigga slide.
It's Judas and the Black Messiah.
Sorry about that.
Where homeboy was like, how did you feel about the assassination of Martin Luther King? Were you angry? I didn't feel any way about it.
Just another dead nigga, right?
If they let Eric Garner, the dude put Eric Garner in a chokehold, go.
Yeah. I'm not gonna lie. Look, like I said, Pantaleo, he never even faced charges though. He never even got to trial. That was his thing. Grand jury was working on his favor. But we talking about Walter Scott with that motherfucker piece of shit. I forget his name, but that motherfucker who was in the same. The one shot the brother in the green shirt running away. He walked because they had that one Bama ass, coon ass nigga on the trial that all of a sudden his charges magically disappeared when he got out the jury box.
Oh, wow.
I never forget, he on TV with his hair done and his nails fixed, talking about I just didn't see no reason to prosecute the officer. I'm like, okay, they found one. They went and found the right nigga. They found one.
That's
bro.
what happened.
They found one.
Yeah, that's
they be
Judas
for
right there.
That's like, what's that post where it was for Prince William? I love activate black friend. Activate black, activate cool nigga. Get us one. It's like as soon as they find one black person to agree with them, in white people's mind, it's no longer a race issue.
Yeah.
Like that's all they need. They just need one black person to be like, I didn't see color.
He doesn't think it's racist, and he's black.
Exactly.
We've all been that one black friend, son.
They tried to get me. They tried to box me in. I told you, remember Antonio tried to send me and shit?
I remember.
It happens.
That's exactly what I was thinking about.
I never let these motherfuckers get me though.
Nah,
they tried. They tried. I know they tried to get you too, Lou. Try to hit you with the.
I was like, you beat me out there.
You be that black friend, and my black friend lets me say it. Am I the black friend you talking about, Craig?
I'm not that friend. You ain't talking about me, Joseph.
But on the 2-year anniversary of Nip's death, after watching Judas and the Black Messiah, LAPD killed that man. I'm just wanting to put that on wax for one time, because that's what you be understanding. Because when you know the other Eric, what is it? What's that bad man's nigga that shot Nip?
I don't know, man.
He has the same name as that old district attorney, the DA. I forget his name. But anyway, that bad man's nigga, he was an informant for the police. And one thing I learned from Judas and the Black Messiah, when you see informant, I be thinking it's a nigga that just saw some shit and told you something real quick. I didn't know informant can mean a nigga that you literally sent as a spy. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
that fucked me up, because I was like, when you guys hear about an informant, or we had a witness or somebody who told on it, or we had an inside guy.
I thought it was more so like The Wire.
Yeah, something like that.
Nah, son.
Yeah, but you supplanted a man and had him behind the scenes manipulate shit. So I say to myself, how many members of these gangs are just full-on police officers orchestrating the actual activity of the gangs themselves in order to arrest the black people who participate in the gangs? So when you tell me this dude who killed Nip
wasn't entrapment, though.
It is, but it isn't, because if they're not officially police officers, they're just someone that I have as an informant, and that's such a broad, wide-reaching scope, then it's not entrapment.
The funny thing is, I feel like, and I don't know like the law definition of it, but I feel like if you are an informant and you are purposely setting somebody up, I mean, shit, that's entrapment. But I mean, again, who's going to charge you if you are the law? So,
well, but like I said, there's off the books informants. For instance, if you're a dude, you get out of jail and they're like, "Yo, this cop just keep harassing you." This was in that John Boyega movie. He got out of jail, Imperium or something like that. There's a low budget joint he did, but he just got out of jail. His uncle was in the game heavy. He wanted to get out of it for his son, but the police kept driving up and hounding him to build a relationship with his uncle so they could get him. So to me, I'm just like, how many times has that happened to black men where it's like, just think about how this nigga dangled that 5 years over William because he did that one crime.
Yeah.
And so it's like, all you got to do is get him before, like, all you got to do is be in a dude. Oh, I see you, Crip. You know, we caught you with 2 pounds of cocaine, right? We could let you go. We could just let you go.
Right. It's that easy.
And that's that easy.
It's that easy.
And then next thing you notice, this nigga's at the next game meeting the next night. They jumping a nigga in, and he's just there, and he ain't doing nothing. Then all of a sudden, 2 months later, the same cop is like, "You know, I still got that evidence, right? I need you to give me the list of all those new gang members you got, so I can get this." I'm just saying, like, why is it so far fetched that it could operate that way? Like,
it's not. I mean, we done seen it so many times.
Yeah, so that's what I said, man. So Nip was done out by the option.
Wouldn't be surprised. That's
R.I.P. man. I don't let Nipsey.
R.I.P. Nip. Yo, you know what though? I just realized I was watching Breakfast Club interviews today. Y'all interested in seeing that Boogie movie with the Asian basketball player? Wow, I actually want to see that joint. I'm gonna see it. I don't know where it's streaming, but
those kind of movies always have made me mad. But yeah, so I just gotta withstand. I don't know. Maybe that little bit of racism in my heart. I don't know at this point, honestly. But
yeah, I don't know why.
Right, I saw the there was a movie that was released a while ago. It's got this fat white girl in it, and she's a rapper. I forgot what it was called.
Oh yeah, I was not interested in that. I know
that's how I felt when I saw the trailer for this Asian dude wanting to ball out. That's how I felt. Like, you know what I'm saying? But I get it. It's like it's Julia Stiles and Save the Last Dance. It's the same movie. Like, it's just the Asian dude want to play basketball.
But how though?
This is where this white man can't jump. It's the same movie, nigga. No, that's what I'm saying. Like, there's multiple layers. There's multiple layers to why I like the films. For instance, there's always this like, I didn't appreciate the aspect of it where it's, how come he couldn't be the Asian dude who, like Jeremy Lin, who won the ball at Stanford amongst the white boys? Why he got to come around niggas to hoop? Like, you know what I'm saying? That's just one of those things where I just look at it from that angle. But then there's also another thing about it, the generic plot that was clearly displayed in that trailer, that I just can't withstand another one of these movies. Because I've seen that movie so many fucking times. Like, the dude who wants to do something, there's a group ostracizing him from doing it. He gets in with somebody who doesn't see him as opposition to them, learns, gets his skills up, and then he balls out. Like, the plot is there, the plot is on display. And the third reason is, I wanted to see it because Charlamagne was in it. I want to see his performance in it, but it just didn't look like a good movie. Like, what part of it looked good? Once I saw him with the shorty at the basketball court, I was like, I'm out. I'm out.
Yeah, I just like basketball movies.
No, I do too, but I'm just like, I was loving basketball. I don't know, man. I'm like, I'm just out. Like, if he didn't have a love interest and it was like hardcore about him getting his skills up and it looked like an intense movie like Creed, I might be interested if they took it from a different angle. But it looks like it's hip hop fanfare.
Is that the plot? Because
it's cool, like it's fine, but I've never liked those kind of movies. That's all I'm saying. I just never liked those kind of movies ever. Like, there's multiple reasons why, but I genuinely have never liked those kind of movies. Like Save the Last Dance. I like Romeo Must Die because, you know, my boy Jet Li was using Kung Fu. But that's another one of those movies, A Fish Out of Water. Fish out of water in a different culture, but wanting to adapt to that culture in some way. And they use all the tropes to get him there. You know, like, he's got to have the light-skinned love interest who's from the community that he wants to ingratiate himself into. Seen that before. It's just like I said, it's just nothing about the movie made me go, Eddie Hong's doing different things. That's all. It's just like he made a movie for the time. I'm more interested in seeing the Minari film with Steve Yeun from
Yes.
The Walking Dead. That looks like a film. It's about an Asian family of immigrants.
Minari is a
That's more my thing where I'm like, okay, there's Carolina. Yeah, like that's more interesting to me. Like, I'll probably check that movie out over something like this. Because everything Eddie was saying about the film is not going to be the merits of the film. It's not going to do all that shit that Eddie was talking about. It's just not.
Yeah. Minari Lou is a
check it out.
like Asian family come to one of the Carolinas. They're dead broke, you know, but the dad basically wants to start a farm. You know, he's like, we left Korea. Korea wasn't really working out for us. We can make it here. And they just have this plot of land in a trailer, essentially. But it's almost...
It's a time period.
Time periods now, essentially, or at least like very modern.
It's probably like late 2000s.
If it's early 2000s or maybe 2010s. Yeah, like it looks very, very modern. But essentially, like it looks like it revolves around the youngest member, is this little boy, and he's like probably like 6, you know, and it's really like through his lens, like you see what the adults are giving up in order to make this work.
You know what it reminds me of?
Like,
it looks like Tree of Life with Asian family in it. If you remember Tree of Life, it's that one filmmaker. He makes those. He does a lot of those omnipresent camera motions, where it's like the camera has like this I don't know. It's like hard to explain, but it's got Brad Pitt in it, and it's like about it's through the kid's eyes, but he sees his parents' struggles with finances, money, and all these different things. But it's through the kid's lens of what it was like growing up with a father from that era or whatever. So that's why I took it as Minari is like from this kid's lens. They're just putting the Asian family in there, which is something that's new I haven't seen. So I'm just more interested in that. It's like I said, I'm more interested in show me like the Asian dude who has to rise up through the ranks of Asian street ballers because they exist. You know what I'm saying? So that's all I'm gonna. I just want to see something different. I've always seen the person come into black culture.
How is that interesting?
Because it's different. It's just different. That's all. It's like I just want to see different things now. It's like I've seen enough of the person who isn't black doing things around black people that black people do. Like I've seen that movie.
So question, Lou. Not Lou. Question, Joel. Are you gonna
Patty Cake?
follow
That was the name of that
this
fucking movie.
The African Basketball League?
That's the thing.
Yeah, they just signed. I want to say it was yesterday that they announced it or something like that. But
is Ice Cube part of this? It sounds like some shit Ice Cube part of.
No. This is the NBA. This is the NBA partnership with 12 African countries, and they were gonna start last year, but COVID hit.
So are they gonna be playing games in Africa, or are they gonna
that's what that means.
Yeah, they're gonna play.
It's like when they play those games in China, those exhibition games. It's basically about opening the basketball market in China and in Africa.
Right.
That they could basically.
It's called the Basketball African League. I still think they should have been called the African Basketball League, but whatever.
Yeah, I like
African
basketball
league.
Yeah, the ABL is the ABL is because it's ball. Basketball African League. Yeah.
Womp.
Right. Like
it depends.
Ooh.
It depends.
But that's interesting though.
I gotta get more interested in that.
Yeah.
Because I like
how you watch that.
Yeah,
this is basketball, but like I want to see like who's balling out
in
my home continent.
Because they have a Nigerian team. They
there's a lot of countries in Africa that have a team, so
right. No, there are only 12 right now, but there are 54 countries in Africa. So like if they wanted to, they could that
means 12 countries can actually like have a sporting events and host them and actually monetize and profit off of it.
Right. They have the facilities.
That's why there's only like 32. There's only 30 basketball teams. Every state in America doesn't have a basketball team.
Facts.
Wyoming don't need one, nigga. They got colleges. Every state has a college team. But you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's where that's where most states get their shit off with the college teams during March Madness and all that. I would be interested in watching that though. Just to get the diaspora going. I would tune it out. I would pay for it just to support.
I just want to see who's balling out in Africa.
Literally.
Senegal, Mali, Morocco, Cameroon, Mozambique, Madagascar, Algeria, Rwanda, Angola, Nigeria, Tunisia, and Egypt. Those are the 12 countries.
And I also want to see
balling in Egypt.
It'd be like Rucker Park. Everybody in the crowd, black as shit. I would love to see that.
So I've always wondered why there isn't like a massive why the NFL didn't do that in Africa. You know, like
man, come on, NFL.
Oh, I mean, like I know why. But if y'all really about that dollar,
NFL is such a singularly American sport, though.
Yeah, it is. They got enough dollars already, bro.
Like everybody doesn't have an affinity for it. Like it's such a pure American sport, football. Like that's the only one that they say world champions on. I'd be like, that's bet because it's literally the only place in the world that plays this sport.
You know?
No, rugby 100%. There's games that are similar and like that's what I said. I think most of the world's like, nigga, let's just play rugby. Why we doing this football shit? You know what I mean? Like
facts, you know.
There's rugby leagues in Africa.
I've been in this country like 20-something years. And I'm still not interested in football, like American football. It's just like
I lost interest after Cap, but I was a diehard fan for a second.
Football's exciting, that's why.
Football's exciting, basketball's exciting.
Yeah,
so, you know, I'd be interested in seeing the women's league in Africa. I don't know why, but I'd be interested in seeing the women's league in Africa.
Want to see my people.
Let them.
That's all I want to see, honestly, man. I just want to be surrounded with
I
a bunch of
already
black
know
people.
Nigeria gonna find a way to cheat.
Man, let them dunk.
What do you mean performance enhancing? What do you mean performance enhancing drugs? He performed and there was no enhancement necessary. He was there.
We gonna find a way to cheat, bro.
Of course.
That's what I want to see. I want to see the fights, nigga, when they can start talking shit on the court.
In different languages too. That's gonna be
crazy. There you go, Lou. That's the movie I would watch.
And then it's gonna be all.
I would watch Jeremy Lin rising to prominence amongst the African Basketball League. I would watch that movie in a second, nigga. I would watch that movie.
He only speak English.
They all do.
But he only speak English.
A tough.
No, I'm saying like he's in the African Basketball League and they speaking like Swahili, and Jeremy only speak English.
Only speak English.
You know what's funny though? That movie has the potential because of the way China's in Africa right now. That movie actually has the potential, nigga, to be a real thing.
We're giving away screen.
Yeah,
we are just giving away IP right now.
I'm very interested.
Make this shit, man.
I don't know. I'm just interested. I just want to hear a Chinese kid speaking Mandarin. I mean, an African kid speaking Mandarin. That shit got to be wild.
Oh, you want me to call my cousin?
Huh?
You want me to call my cousin?
It is wild.
Oh, he does?
Shit, my cousin went to school. She went to school in China for 6 years. She knows Mandarin.
I got a homie that went to school
she sound older
from high school.
Yeah, no, I mean she's our age, but she can speak.
No, because I've been watching these Chinese dramas lately, and I'm just interested in like, because I know it's like a form of colonialism,
like growing up in the culture.
Because it's like you gotta understand, like it's got to be a hybrid blend at this point, like. That's what cultures do when they get together. They blend. You know what I'm saying? Even if they don't want to, they always do on some level. That's what I'm saying.
There's always it's like 15% blend.
Yeah, 100%. That's what I like. For me, the thing about it is like, yeah, you're right, 15%. Everything don't melt in that pot. However,
facts.
I think that a young Asian kid, a young Chinese kid specifically, family just moved to Nigeria because dad got a business opportunity, kind of on some Karate Kid shit with Jaden. And it's like, yeah, I watched the fuck out that movie. And the kids, because you gotta think about it, like all the kids, if basketball gets a new energy in Africa and every kid, I also want to talk about it. I'm glad we brought this up because I was listening to this dude, Louis brought up the Breakfast Club interview, and it also ties into this basketball thing in Africa. So this dude, Muski, was speaking on veterans. He was talking about how he was in the military and stuff, and he has a lot of trauma from what he experienced in the military, and how it made him shut off emotionally, how he went through a lot of trials and tribulations in his life, but because of his military training, his emotional responses to them were muted. Because he thought the training numbed him inside.
Right.
So he said the first time he felt good was after he dropped a rap song, right? Like he never released the song. He just went into the booth and got it out. And he said he felt so good after doing it. And so it started to make me wonder, yo, is the reason we do all these things because of trauma? Like not just reflect the trauma in the music, but like, for instance, not just reflect the trauma in the music, but you actually made the song to live. Like, it's like, what do you do? What do you do for happiness? Like, you know what I'm saying? So for these basketball things where I'm looking at like, yo, some of these kids in Africa gonna be hooping because on the basketball court, maybe the only place LeBron felt human, bro, growing up. Not to say he wasn't amazingly talented, but you have to have a love for the game to go as far as this man has gone in it. Like you have to have, right? And so I draw it to. So it's kind of how I feel when I'm on set. You know, I've had my own personal escapism. That's what movies were originally for me. They allowed my brain to leave my body that was in pain all the time. So basically, is our whole domination of the entertainment industry just escapism from personal trauma?
Yeah, because if you look at it I'm
gonna say no, but go off, Walter.
I take some of the biggest artists that we've had, like, and I just mean artists in general, the full capacity of that word. All right, you look at Van Gogh. All right, you see how tormented he was, and how he had to express himself through his visual art. You look at Robert Downey Jr. and his upbringing. Like his parents were out there. His parents were artists, and then nigga was like doing coke early. Crashed all the way down, and then he had to build himself back up. Like there's so much like tumultuous like situations that happen, and when that happens, sometimes the only way you need to get it out is through your art. Like the artist I mentioned earlier, Shay Diamond. She's transgendered. She her mama basically ain't want her. She got arrested young. She was in jail for 10 years. She right like and she's what 20. So she's got stories, and you can hear it in her music, you can hear it in her tone, and so whenever you have that, you just need that creativeness in you in order to live like that. That's why when we watch athletes, sometimes we say it's art. Yeah. Like when you watch certain, like when they describe Michael Phelps, they're like, "Hey, like nigga's not swimming. He's literally he's being."
Yeah. Exactly. That's him. Right. I thought about that line from Freddie Gibbs where he was like, "God made me sell coke, so I have something to rap about."
Rap about. Exactly. That's what it is.
But there's also this other layer to it where these niggas be like, "Rap saved my life." My brain always goes into they have money now. That's how it saved their life.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
They have acknowledgement. But when Mooski said that shit, it hit me like, no, this music really saved this. Like rap really saved this nigga's life. Meaning he was in such a dark mental space, made one song, never even let people hear it, but just the cathartic nature of making it, released it for him. So I think exactly. So I think those are the Amy Winehouses, the people who make that music that clearly is from a really traumatic place, and they always don't make it. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's just one of those things where that's just an interesting discussion. So I don't know, man, because it's like Africans are already so ingrained into the engineering doctor route. I don't see them ever have to be worrying about everybody wanting to be LeBron. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if that's going to be a problem in Africa when they get basketball like that. I always get iffy with anything that in the West that we fuck with but don't control or own. I'm always iffy about that spreading to Africa or any other place.
So like when my pop was growing up, I don't know if you got stories like this, Lou, but my pop was telling me that he was trying to ball. Like he was really trying to be a soccer player. One of my uncles was trying to be a rugby player. So and I want to say a couple of my other uncles were trying to be cricket players. Like niggas was really trying to do that shit. Like, so I can only see it like that growing because basketball is everywhere now.
But they also have a viable opportunity. They would see a road to where they want to be an easier road. That's why the NBA wants to get over there, is so that when because they don't like the fact that Giannis Antetokounmpo slipped through the cracks across the world every year, just because nobody ever introduced him to the game. You know what I'm saying? Like Giannis was from Greece, but he's African, whose family lived in Greece, and he happened to have been playing basketball there, and somebody who was important enough happened to see him and was like, "Look, Bucks, you should do this." But it was all 100% on some scouting. He might be scouting, but it just makes it easier. It's like why all those minor leagues are set up in South America for American baseball.
For baseball.
Yeah, 100%. It's like, all those minor leagues set up. Yeah. It's just so that when they see any element or potential spark, they can grab it early, And so that's why you get all those things.
Yeah,
so I'm just always worried about the exploitive nature of the white man when stuff like that gets involved. That's all I would worry about.
I think getting back to the original question, which was our whole point of going into these creative endeavors was to save our lives. I mean, to a degree, like entertainment, one, is escapism, and two, I'm not really tripping if you feel like you asked the question, like, what do you do to make yourself feel happy? You know what I'm saying? And for me personally, that's, either drawing or dancing. I think actually me and Joel had this conversation like years ago, like when I was like 20 and Joel was like 23. We was talking about like, yo, how do you want to go out? Like, what would you want to be doing like in your dying moment? And I was legit like, yeah, I would like to die on the dance floor because I just love like music that much and like dancing.
I can see that.
So I'm just like, yeah, I don't see I don't see what the issue is. Like everybody has to have something that they do to like de-stress or make themselves happy or whatever.
Like if
and to
I
make
got
a career out of it is beautiful.
Like if someone's like come in the room like, Joe, you got a year to live. We making a movie, nigga.
You know what's crazy though?
I'm going balls to the wall. I'm getting as much credit I could get. Nigga. I ain't got to pay nobody back. We making this movie. I ain't paying.
We're calling for Joe Mars. Hey,
I'm going balls to the wall hard, nigga. I'm going hard. And
it's weird if you don't have something.
And if I would hire somebody but can't afford them and shit, I'm the type of nigga start coughing, feeling bad in front of them. Like, you can't really work for free? I make
also make a wish shit.
I'm trying to make this one movie before I die, baby. You can't work for free for your boy.
Terrible.
I'm just speaking to it. That's where I want to be. I want to be between action and cut when I die, nigga. That's me.
Facts.
I feel that.
You know what I'm saying?
No, I feel that.
Yeah, but that's like
weird.
But some people who don't have that, that's weird to me.
That's what I was getting to. I'm like, I legit have people that I know, like friends. I'm like, so like what do you really like to do? Like, if money wasn't an issue, like, what would you be doing? And they've literally just hit me with like, I don't know. Like, I just like making money. Like, whatever makes money.
Yeah.
Damn.
That's kind of weird to me.
No, it is. People like when I meet people
and I've
like
also
that,
heard like,
I be jealous sometimes. Because there's a lot of when you burn for something, there's a lot of sleepless nights because of it. Well, if you don't even never burn for nothing, you just here. You know what I'm saying? I've always been kind of jealous of niggas that's just here. Like, if you get what I'm saying, that's just like how you ain't like if Luke's like,
I feel that.
Like if all three of us got asked the question, yo, somebody give you $1 million right now, what you gonna do? We all got to answer to that shit.
Oh, bro.
And the answer will most likely entail passion. Something we've always wanted to do. It's not. It might be. Of course, you might have a nice purchase or a whip or two in that conversation, or a vacation with Bay. However, at the baseline, most of that money in our brains is going to go towards something like Lou's dropping that EP. Walt is launching his own thing. Like he gonna do whatever he gotta do.
Oh, bro.
Man, like I said, everybody go do their thing.
The best short in the world.
Oh yeah, lit for sure. It's like we go, like I said, man, I already know I'm going balls to the wall. Like it wouldn't be no. I said, like Lou said, there's motherfuckers. I met people like that, and that should be tripping me out. Cause I met those type of people in film school. I'm like, nigga, you in whole film classes.
No, that's some other shit.
That's weird. Yeah.
Well, I like movies. That's literally it. I like movies. I met people in the film.
You know, there's people out there.
Yeah.
There's people out there who actually don't like music. Like they literally like long car rides. They're like, I don't listen to any music. I'm just like, you a weird motherfucker, son. I don't know how you like how, son. Like, you don't like those type of genres.
That nigga Boogie out west, signed by Eminem. He got that song Silent Ride Home. And I'll do that sometimes when I'm really fucked up, deep in thought. It's a silent ride home.
Right. Yeah,
the irony of him making
that's different. You know
but he made this slapping ass song called A Silent Ride Home about that, but the song go. So it's like you can't I love when niggas do shit like that. He's like, the song is called A Silent Ride Home. Nigga, if I'm listening to it, it's not a silent ride home.
It's slap.
Exactly. The irony of enjoying the song. It's like we see one of those videos that try to convince you social media is bad, but you watching it on Instagram.
And you wouldn't even know about it if it wasn't.
Got him.
Exactly. And it's like your whole video was shit, nigga. Because as soon as I finished watching it, I went right to the next post. I kept scrolling.
Right.
If I got off the phone, then I can say you G with it. But if your video ain't made me get off the phone, nigga, I was like, you just bullshit, nigga.
Facts.
But
yeah. So I'm gonna pose this question. I don't know if y'all saw the video on Shade Room yesterday, but what y'all think was in that bag Sweetie and Quavo was fighting over in that elevator? Because that's what everybody want to know. So
why Shade Room put that edit out? Bentley.
Shade Room.
You know what?
They cut the beginning of the video out. They cut the middle of the video.
That is a good question.
Shade Room's cuts they be funny, bro. Because I wanted y'all to examine it. I put them in the group chat yesterday. 2 different blogs posted it. One had the full length video, shows her try to hit him in the hallway. When I saw Shade Room's version, which is what always ends up first in my fucking feed, Shade Room shit, it just looked like Quavo was trying to shove her into the elevator to get a bag from her. We had no context that she took the bag from him. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's his bag. And then she's sitting there, and this nigga he saw him when he was holding the door with the bag at the end, and she on the ground acting like she died. And he's just like, bitch, if you don't get up. He's like, if you don't get your ass up and out this elevator. My favorite part was when that nigga looked at the camera.
He was like,
because instantly that nigga thought about Hov. Oh shit, he thought about Hov, Ray Rice. I'm like, niggas elevators, dog. We can't do it. Oh man, niggas the elevator, son. How come every week we gotta talk shit about a nigga we like?
Oh no, man.
A nigga we fuck with every week is caught up in some shit. Well, we don't like Derek Jackson, but a nigga we fuck with every week be caught up in some shit. I'm like, Quavo innocent, man.
You know.
That's what, honestly, yeah, bro. I'm just like, look, bro.
Couples push each other, bro. I've seen that so many times.
I even that.
I mean, that was 2 people pushing each other. That's all that was. He's stronger. Surprise, surprise. That's all that was. Like, she had on heels too. Like, he's gonna win the contest. If you push him with somebody who's weaker than you with heels on, he's gonna win. Like, that's all that was. No, I'm just saying though, bro. Like,
nah, but it's
goodness.
As soon as that joint hit the net, bro, you just seen the domestic violence comments coming.
Oh,
I'm just
bro.
like, yeah, Shade Room. Hey, they kind of sus for that crowd, bro.
Bro, but you saw the edit they put.
Like, you can't really like. I'm not.
I mean, I think it is domestic
I'm not going
abuse,
back and forth.
but I think it's domestic abuse on both sides. It's not a one-sided thing at this point. There's abuse on both sides. It is an abusive situation.
That's why you can't crop a video.
Exactly.
See Quavo throwing her in an elevator, but he's really just trying to get this bag. What is in that bag, son? That is what I need.
He's the Bentley I told you. He said, I'm taking my Bentley back.
Probably.
She's like, no.
It's that Birkin he bought it.
Give me the keys. They in my bag. Give me the bag. No.
What was in the bag is the same thing that's in every nigga's bag. Money.
Info.
I never forget that. That's when I mean, what was that? Back in the day, they had the what was that joint? They used to follow rappers around. I remember the first rapper who I ever found out that them niggas carry stacks like that. I think it was Jeezy on a tour bus or something. And they was like, yeah, I carry this. That black duffel bag got nothing but cash in it just in case we need it. And I was like, niggas do this shit. But that's what was in Quavo's bag. It was money. And that nigga was like, bitch, you is not taking my shit.
Don't you got your own money?
Because that's what I'm saying. That's what we never hear about his side of the story. What if she stole from this nigga? You know,
nobody want to hear that.
But they eat that shit.
She took some money from him. I mean, he know he can't say that publicly. And that's what I'm saying. He know, look, bro, look. That's we had this conversation before.
I mean, he could.
If let's say Saweetie was beating the fuck out of Quavo in that elevator, niggas was not caping for that nigga. We don't do that. We talked about this before. I think that's why it always looks worse because men, we just don't cape for other men. Like, we know that situation. That's a woman trying to steal your shit.
I'm saying we can.
You trying to control her as best as possible without getting too physical. You're doing this. He's doing like this. He's trying to keep her off. And like, she found out he was stronger than her. So she was sitting on that floor in defeat. We've all got knocked out before. We know how that feels. When you thought you maybe could take somebody. Nah, I think she was literally on the floor in the elevator, just like, this nigga really not about to let me get this bag. Damn. And when the elevator got to the bottom floor, he opened the door. He was like, man, get up. Let's get out of here. He looking around like, all we need is one white woman to see you in this elevator, and it's a wrap.
That's the thing. I feel like, I'm like, yo, why is she on the ground? And like, obviously, I don't want to see nobody hitting nobody. I'm just like, yo, like, why? I feel like she was on the ground sitting there just pondering the whole relationship. Because I've had those moments where I just sit there, but I'm like, it looked bad for Quavo because she just stayed on the floor.
In the Shade Room cut, it did. But if you looked at the whole video, he stands on the other side of the elevator as it rides down. He just lets her soak in the corner. Like, who ain't let that girl cry in the corner before? You just had an argument with her. She emotional, but you not trying to deal with it because you emotional too. So she crying and shit, but you ain't. like what I'm saying. Quavo has tears too, nigga. He was crying too in the elevator. He was crying too.
Was he crying?
When he seen that, yeah, because he seen that camera. He seen that camera. He was like, "Damn, man,
that's right." You think when he looked up,
shit, damn,
he
she got me looking all types of ways right now.
Damn.
He's like, I could just leave her in the elevator, but now that I'm on camera, I got to at least open his door and let her get up. He ain't go in that corner to help her up though. He's like, the way that camera looked, that angle ain't got me in that corner. So he was like, because look, that's how Shade Room edited. They edited and did a loop on when he's in the corner with her, just so you can't see what his hands is doing. So we just to assume. I don't know, man. It's just, I don't know. It's
look.
Messy.
First and foremost, the Shade Room is nasty as shit for that edit. Secondly, press to everybody in the situation. Yeah, I hope they get this shit resolved. I hope they get it resolved.
Yeah, like I said,
it's a bad look. It's a bad look for everybody.
But I don't know. I just can't be calling him a
bad look for Quavo.
Like I said, this is not Ray Rice. Ray Rice was atrocious. It was horrific.
Absolutely, this is definitely not that.
No, it's not. But I'm like, I hate the people like stop acting like we don't know these niggas. Like we know couples like this. We know couples like this. I seen a video the other day of this woman on the plane calling her man a bitch ass nigga, whatever. A fun fact: Russell Westbrook's brother was in the front seat. I don't know why. He was in front of the, but this woman's getting up and she's just hitting this nigga over the head as he's walking through. He's screaming out, "You're abusing me!" And she's just like, "Shut your bitch ass, you punk motherfucker! Shut your punk ass up!" And just knocking this shit out this nigga.
And that's not okay. Yeah, like we could say that's not okay too.
I'm with you, bro.
I just don't put your hands on nobody, bro.
But niggas will never. A man's not going to see that video and say, "Oh my God, we need to tell the world what happened to this poor man." That's never going to happen. It's never going to happen. I saw this whole video. This man get his ass whooped by his plane. And my first thought was, should have broke up with Shorty. that's literally the only thought in my brain, son. Like I said, it's fucked up, but that's the reality. Like that's not when I saw that woman, the Asian woman getting brutally beat by that ignorant motherfucker out front of that building, that shit boiled my blood, yeah. Like I couldn't see that go down. Yeah. But I could watch a woman smack the shit out of a man for like all the way down the street, and I wouldn't even like have the inclination to stop her. I wouldn't even be impelled. But if I saw a woman getting beat like that by a man, I would be compelled on some level.
Is it because we automatically assume that the man fucked up?
No. If only thing I would say if a woman was beating on someone who clearly was like autistic, mentally challenged, or disabled in some way, then I would have to step in. But if it's just a dude who's like, you asked her on a date, bro. Like, you know, and I get it. There's complicated circumstances why people stay with other people. They beat them down, they berate them, they isolate them from friends groups. Toxic relationships take many different forms. I can't deny that. But I think my empathy is only built up to not want it to happen to women. I just don't think it's designed the other way. That's all. Maybe it'll take time. Hopefully it'll grow in. I don't know. I'm 30, maybe too late. But like I said, I'm just, you know, I just don't see us like if that video was just Sweetie going upside Quavo's head. Like for instance, nobody said protect Hove. Solange was clearly doing the most of that joint. Most of us was like, damn, Beach really is watching all this go down.
But you know what though? I'm always like, whenever I see these type of things go on and I see like women going off or whatever, clearly on any end, the DV is not cool. Clearly.
Yeah. Hell no.
But I'm just like, I'm always just like, man, I'm gonna just let y'all. Obviously, y'all ain't see the full video. Y'all know that there's a full video, but I'm just like, again.
Yeah, what'd you say?
I'm gonna just let y'all shit. I'm gonna just let y'all assassinate Quavo character just because y'all saw a clip of some shit that may or may not have happened.
Well, you know what's funny? You know who won't be making a video about this? Derek Jackson. Because this used to be his bread and butter, nigga. Derek, we used to have a Lou. We saw the comments. But nah, let's be real. That video from Quavo, who would have been one of the first 3 comments pinned?
Oh, Derek Jackson.
It would have been Derek Jackson's bitch ass. That's where he used to show up. Remember we tried to explain it to you, Walt? That's where he would be, Walt. He'd be top 3 pinned comments under this Quavo video talking about how toxic Quavo is. That's the type of nigga Derek Jackson is. That bam ass nigga.
He's a professional social media commenter, bro. Like, and I mean that literally. Like his tweets, his pins be getting hella likes.
His audience is that post. Those comments, those first couple, I think a lot of those are bots. They just look, they kind of get like avatars that look like could be a black woman representing them, and they just bots know most of the trigger points. The first thing technology learns from you is what stimulates you. You know, technology.
What are your weaknesses?
No, that's the first thing tech learns from you. Like it learns their strongest stimulants. Like the weak ones are what they're trying to do to AI with. The AI is trying to get to your subconscious reactions. You know, the things you don't even know you're aware you react to. That's what they want, so they can control you. But on the other side of that is bots know the trigger points where it's like, oh man, Quavo, just another black man, da, 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 da. And then it's just, you know, and it's like one of those things where it's like, well, I guess that's why Saweetie didn't say everything she wanted to say during the interview. I'm like, what are you talking about? She was completely open during that whole interview. At no point did it look like she was holding anything back that she wanted to say. But then, like I said, it's just one of those situations. And Saweetie's silence is interesting to me. Because it's almost like, because look at it this way. Meg was actually a victim and tried to get the heat off of Tory. That's how real she is. You know what I mean? Like she was actually a victim of this nigga's ignorance. And she herself was like, yeah, I wasn't trying to get this social media shit on him like this. That's why I was in the cut. Whereas Saweetie's like, nah, I want Quavo to go through this for a bit. I'm not going to clear up what really happened or what was in the bag. Or did he like, no, I think she's just in the winds. Like, let this nigga take these social media bumpings because Quavo on full damage control. You know? Quavo won't be saying bitch in his next 3 songs.
First, because as soon as some shit like this, like, not like when something like that always happens. First thing I do is I run to see, like, because it looks sus if you do damage control like as soon as the video comes out.
You got to
on either party. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just waiting to see who's gonna say something about it first. Is Quavo gonna rap about it in Culture 3? Is Saweetie gonna make a post? Is her next song gonna be let me tell you what's in that bag, motherfucker? Like
there's less pressure on Saweetie because she is it is perceived
she's the favorite right now.
No, not the favorite. She's perceived to be the victim of the situation. Like, and granted, and that's what it is. You know, just from looking at it straight up, she looks like the victim.
But let's say
exactly, and
she makes one of those ambiguous videos. She's emotional. She says he's not the man I thought he was. Doesn't say anything about the video or any context to it. Just says he's not the man I thought he was. How would that be inferred?
No, I mean
that nigga was beating it.
that's what I'm saying, nigga. That's how easy it is.
Plain and simple.
And whatever how it's inferred, yes, it lets your imagination run wild. It's like 50 acres in a mule she basically just gave out. Yes, I understand that, but it's like I don't know. Like we don't know until you get specific. I can't judge the situation for what it is. Yes, I can say that all it's wrong. Yeah, but I can't make.
All I'm going is
I can't make judgments.
We're just talking about the elevator videos. I feel you. We can't make a judgment on what happened outside the elevator.
We can't.
What their relationship is. None of that.
Yes,
I'm completely in agreement with you
because we can't be emotionally invested because one, we haven't been in situations like that ourselves. Now,
hold on. Speak for yourself.
Okay, all right. So you can get emotionally involved in it one way or another, all right? Because you have.
I've been in a position where I'm trying to control a woman's actions. But she was mad. She was trying to go somewhere she shouldn't go, so I was trying to stop her from going somewhere. I've been in that situation before. You know what I'm saying?
Have you been in this situation?
Hold on. Argue with my girl in the bag.
With a woman in the elevator?
No. I mean. In a situation where Shorty's getting tossed,
where I feel like I had to grab her or toss her. You mean like that type of situation?
Yes.
Toss? Well, that's strong. Did she get tossed?
No, she got tossed. She got tossed.
No, he grabbed her and put her in the elevator.
Yeah, no,
I thought it looked like he grabbed the bag, pulled her with it, and then once he got that, he kind of hit her with the get away type of
slingshot toss, you know.
I guess we can say. I guess toss is a
it.
nice way to say it.
His momentum led for her to be in the elevator. That's the best way that
so he tossed. So Quavo tossed Saweetie. We can say that. We can say that.
Sweetie swung, all right, and Quavo tossed her in the elevator.
There you go.
Abuse,
full story.
yes.
I'm with you.
Right,
toxic relationship. All signs point to it.
That exactly, but for me to be more emotionally invested in it than that, then
like I said, also like Lou said, you can't call it toxic because it's like, for instance, you're right. Well, if you can't infer how bad the relationship isn't from the video, then you can't infer how bad it is from the video.
Right. Like,
that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm not gonna get emotionally invested over like this elevator video. Yeah.
But there's Jackson's job and Shade Room's job is to get the emotionally invested people to not like Quavo.
To come out. They're like fucking cicadas every year.
Yeah. And it's like, it's very interesting. Like, I just saw the different vlogs who said, you watch this whole video, make your decision. Shade Room's like, I'll help you make a decision about this nigga Quavo. That's the difference. You know what I'm saying? And so that's the only thing I want. That's interesting to me. Like, because we talk about this all the time. The edit makes the truth.
Of course.
Funny thing is, even if like, you know, let's say news broke that Saweetie was, let's assume she was hitting on Quavo, right? And in that instance, Quavo was just like, yo, like I've had enough. Pulls in the elevator, trying to get this bag for whatever reason. All those people that was defending her, saying Quavo, you know, this was DV on Quavo's part. Them people is not going to, they're not going to do the 180 and be like, yo, we was wrong about Sweetie in this situation. Like, there was an actor, this shit just happened where he showed proof and there was evidence that his wife was like physically, I mean, like dangerously.
Johnny Depp
tried to cut, I think it was Johnny Depp. Like,
Amber Heard. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, tried to like cut this man's fingers off. And everybody like, she ain't get canceled from nothing. She ain't lose no role.
Actually, that's the funny thing though, because now it's quiet, but she has been. I want to say she's been removed from Aquaman 2, and that was the whole thing. Yeah. So the first one already came out, and Johnny had been removed from Pirates of the Caribbean. He's been removed from like some other projects that were coming up. People were asking about Amber Heard, but I want to say it was recently, a couple months ago, that it was stated that she's been removed from Aquaman 2, or at least that's what I remember. I mean,
I said, I think the noise is often from the people who are sharing it. And as a man, I saw the Johnny Depp thing, and this is another component to it too, right? You don't want to come for Amber Heard because a part of me also feels like it gives clout to them Bama ass niggas who want to silence all women. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So that's another reason why men really won't be like, that's the reason for me where I'm like, we could be dragging Amber, right? But it's just not a manly thing to do. It's it's kind of like a chivalry code, or it's just like a chivalry code where it's just like, yo, man, like for instance, Freddie Gibbs doesn't constantly talk shit about the woman who falsely accused him. In the interviews, when they asked him about it, he says, look, that was bad. She did a bad thing, but there's a lot of women out there who telling their truth right now. We should listen to them. He gives you the political correct answer.
It's honorable.
Right. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But I understand a part of him is probably also like, I don't want the reality. And I think this is where I get conflicted sometimes, because as a black man being falsely accused of sexual assault, our reality is that those false accusations are historically accurate. So as a black man, I've been conflicted at times because I've seen the Me Too get weaponized right now. It's clearly been weaponized against a couple NFL players when they had certain opportunities on the horizon. Some shit pop up. They're doing it with Andrew Cuomo right now to bury the beast. The A story was him letting all them old folks die. The B story is now the A story, which is this girl said he did some things, right? And it's not that it didn't happen. It's just the timing of when we find out. That's all I ever look at. Not that it didn't happen, not that she didn't feel bad about it, but when she decided to let us know she felt bad, that's where I be sus. Because, for instance, if you feel bad about something that somebody did to you, Walt, but you don't tell me about it until I'm about to, like, let's say I make a business deal with somebody and it's lucrative for me and this individual. And as soon as I tell you about it, you're like, hold on, you working with so-and-so? Did you know that they did X, Y, and Z? And I'm like, how come you never told me about this shit? And he's just like, oh man, you know, it's pain, you know, I just didn't want to let you know. I'm like, you tell me as soon as the check is signed though. I'm like, you know, you get it though. It's just like,
it's like, oh, this is who you're in bed with now.
But it's also kind of like you knew I was meeting with the motherfucker. I told you like everything was already there, but you didn't feel the need to relinquish it until you saw. It's like with Tom Cavanaugh. That woman didn't feel the need to speak up until she saw him about to become a Supreme Court justice. You know what I'm saying? That's when she was like, "Oh no, that can't happen," and that's cool. That gave her the impetus and the strength to do it. That could be another thing. It gives you the strength. The timing could be a factor for you. Like when all these other women are saying me too, that's a source of strength for you as another woman. So you jump in. I get that, but I also got to look at it like, okay, Deshaun Watson's asking to be traded. Y'all won't release him. The whole thing you released JJ Watt is looking a little racial. The Texans owner is also the one who said that shit about being the owner to the plantation to the players and shit. So it's looking weird. It's like a little Donald Sterling shit going on. And so now at this point, it's just let's get Deshaun a couple allegations things out there. And Deshaun's like, these are all factless and baseless, you know? So that's the only thing I look at with certain things like that. And it's fine. It's like, but I think another reason a man will never, once we found the one time a woman was lying, I think as another man for you to bring that to the front of the crowd with all these men who've been doing all this foul shit throughout history. And you got this woman, you're like, look at this, it's look at her though. This is what we should be worried about.
We just don't look here good. Worried about somebody else's house when our house is in shambles.
Exactly. It just don't look right. And like you said, women ain't about to grab her and be like, watch out for her too. Sometimes I wish black women would. Black women need to grab those women and put in front of their son, watch out for her, baby. Because these women exist. That's all I'm saying.
No, I mean they do. It's just that when you bring her around, your mom just was like, okay. That's it. Oh, you got your little friend? Oh, hi. Okay. She seems nice.
I wonder if Quavo mom did that to Saweetie. Oh, she seems nice. She seems nice.
She seems nice. She seems nice. Oh, I see you got yourself a nice girl.
You got yourself a nice girl there, son. Nice girl.
Got you a real nice girl.
Yeah, man.
Oh, not a good girl, just a nice girl.
Just a nice girl. I don't even she know. Nice. She real nice.
Yeah, she real nice.
She nice. Oh, baby, she is so nice.
She nice, baby.
Hey, she nice, baby. Okay.
She is so nice. Mm-hmm. Mom, what'd you think of her potato salad? She was so nice to bring that over to us.
So nice. It was so nice of her to come.
Oh, man, son.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
Thank you, mommy. Appreciate it.
Like I said, I'm not getting involved in that.
Hey, but you know what? Like as men, as I guess as young men, as we're approaching our middle age of life. You know,
I'm 30. I'm like, I'm about to be 31 in 13 days, nigga.
Right, like
that's not that old.
Well, new 30 is 20, so I got you.
The next 20 years, that
new 20 is 30.
Yeah, I'm not really sure.
But yeah, like we just have a lot of we came up on a lot of shit, and then as soon as we learned the game switched. You know, so it's like there's a lot of unlearning that we got to do.
I guess the game transitioned.
But I mean, the game transition. That's what it was. You know, it was we over here thinking that it's 2000s basketball, and it's 2010.
2010.
It's a different era.
Can't hand check no more, nigga.
Yeah.
Different era. Can't hand check. Can't body check.
It's and one, and it's like no.
Nope. No. You can't even carry after you get tied. After you get fouled. If you ain't pick your dribble up, it's no longer and one. A lot of changes to the game. So you're right. And it's like I think a lot of people, but some of them niggas is on the court. Some of them old niggas still on the court hooping. It's like, and they want and one nigga.
Yeah. Playing like it's 2000.
Saying one nigga. Right. Yo, did you see the shootout between that father and son?
No, all right. So I saw like a little bit of it, and
so this kid came home with a gun. He came home with a gun. His dad tried to take it from him, so he started shooting at his dad. His dad grabbed his gun and started shooting at him, and they was having a full-blown father-son shootout in the front yard on camera.
Shootout.
And I saw that.
What state is this?
Is it Georgia? I feel it's Georgia.
Could be Florida. You know how they do. I saw it. First thought in my brain was
black now. at least they look black.
They look black. First thing in my brain was, damn, niggas is ignorant. That was my first thought. Second thought, I don't know what his father was like. He could have got the gun to kill this nigga. I don't know who this man's father is, what he's done to him through his whole life. I see this. It's like we talk about that second of a video we saw. And I think sometimes we don't know how much of our own life we analyze that 1 second with.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I'm sitting here trying to be this black people. We need to get together, unify. I'm seeing this nigga shoot out with his son in the front yard. I see the video. My first thought is, niggas is dumb. How you shooting at your pops like this? Just because he wants you to bring a gun in his house, but it could have been this nigga could have been touched by this man. We don't know. He could have killed his mama. Like we don't know.
We have no idea. We just know that it's his dad. It could have been his stepdad. It could have been just the dad in the house.
And then the third option,
like
mental health issues.
Laying in the house.
You know, the mental health problems. You know what I'm saying? Like, but like I said, all those things. But the first thing that comes in your brain is informed by your existence and your life. Delete the first thought. Right. That's gonna be the name of this podcast. Delete the first thought. Matter of fact, don't delete it. Put it in the recycler bin because you might need that motherfucker. But you don't need to share the first thought. Like, you know what I'm saying? First thought.
Stop before you share.
Exactly. If your first thought is Quavo's the domestic abuser because you saw the shade room cut, pause your first thought. Let me see the whole video. There's nothing wrong with saying that. We're not the judge and jury of these people. You can say to yourself, let me see the whole video before I comment or read the comments. Let me see the whole video. I think there has to be a level of caution to which we approach certain things on social media. Because I noticed I'm not in control of what triggers me. I'm triggered. And I don't like being triggered by shit that I already know the reason why I'm triggered by it. If that makes sense. Mm-hmm. It still upsets me. So I'm like, I'm trying to be mind over matter with this shit. So I'm like, okay, dang, I fuck with Quavo. Damn. Really, bro?
It looked bad for Quavo. It's
saw the shade room edit.
You know this look bad.
So I'm looking and I'm like, damn. Fuck Quavo. Then I saw that, and then the worst part of it, I saw that that TMZ drop. Shit always pissed me the fuck off. Yeah. Oh, they got another nigga. I just picture like you're working at the hotel. You just get, is that Quavo and Saweetie? How does TMZ get these niggas' numbers, bro? Does TMZ have a phone number with everybody in the elevator?
TMZ, bro.
That's the real question.
Yeah, of course, because they try and get the scoop on whatever's going on wherever, son. They got a hotline, and that's going to be blinging.
Oh, off the hook.
Yeah.
Like a radio station in the 90s.
You're
trying
right.
to win some tickets.
Yeah.
You got that footage for us?
Yeah. Because you know they got some bank, whoever turned that footage over, you know they got a little bit of little payola.
Yeah. I think the shade room is TMZ and blackface.
Yeah. I don't disagree.
Yeah.
I
think they're the same people, bro. Dude, I found out the media is controlled, dog. When I saw Prince William at the top of that Sexiest Baldwin Alive video, I was like, damn, the crown got influenced, nigga.
The Rocks?
Dog, they
over Morris Chestnut?
But bro, like that's the clearest
over
level
Joe
of propaganda.
Budden?
But remember they did that thing back in the day where they said the perfect face and they came out with that nigga's wife.
Right. Come on, son.
After that study
it was Kate Middleton.
Bro, stay woke, nigga. They be on this
is at it again.
Stay woke, nigga. I'm trying to tell y'all niggas. I remember this shit, bro. Like, stay woke, nigga.
I remember that.
WB, this nigga be knowing, so I'm trying to tell you, bro. No, that's what it is. The firm, bro. That's what it is.
What really got me is that number one is Prince William. Number two is Mike Tyson. But it's a difference of 9 million votes.
Yeah. The firm.
Who voted for this nigga?
The firm.
Right. I think it.
The firm.
It's called the
firm.
Nah, they poll machine.
Every nigga this man said before they got to him was of color. If you look at that video breakdown.
Nah, Jason Statham's on that list.
No. He's on there. But I'm talking about when they was, because me and Lou, I think we both seen it on the Breakfast Club. And at least I shared it on the Breakfast Club with y'all niggas. I shared that particular clip with both of y'all. And
I seen it on the Breakfast Club.
They were reading off
which one was that?
They was reading off people who was on the list.
Everybody.
They had
Pitbull.
Yeah, Pitbull was on the list. Floyd was on the list.
Floyd.
Floyd
Like you said, The Rock.
The Rock was on the list. Michael
State,
Jordan was on the list.
Michael Jordan. You know what I'm saying, bro? It was just trippy to me, bro. Like that's what I'm saying. Like that's where I was just. But I like that's crazy. Like what is that? What does that do though? To make a fake study and then release it to the press, so you could put Prince William in a positive light.
Study.
So
because you know they've been in a negative light lately because of Megan.
Yes, but I think it does this. It's like the person that hears it, the person that just hears about it. Like they in line at Target and they see whatever tabloid and they say sexiest bald man alive, Prince William.
Hold on. So I want to make a point here that we talked about.
The subtle messages of propaganda.
Right.
Who made this poll again? Who was the organization? Who's the firm?
We never know. It just says
because I feel like this is. So that tells me right there. Remember when that whole Meghan Markle shit came out, and you watched the interview with Oprah and them, whatever, and Harry pretty much says like, "Yo, like the royal family needs the media the way the media needs the royal family," or better yet, whenever you hear like, let's take it to politics. Like whenever you hear like a favorable story about a politician that may have had some previous negative shit said about them, and the source is always just a staffer. Oh, it was a staffer, like
a correspondent.
That staffer, a correspondent. That is just somebody working with that politician who wants to be seen in a favorable light. So whoever made that poll clearly is in bed with the royal family because that's just positive press and light off of that previous Meghan Markle fiasco.
And it's blatant.
Baby. So
and you know what's so interesting?
It's blatant.
I think that's why they didn't like Meghan or Diane. Their press wasn't fake. Theirs wasn't fake. They really had buzz. Like, you know what I'm saying? I remember seeing those magazine covers when Prince William got married to Kate, and it was the forced propaganda of us actually giving a fuck about this family. But true interest was peaked when Meghan joined, because black people, we got the black woman in the, and so it was this whole thing. I was taken aback by that too. But at the same point, I think it's like, they don't want a chick in here who really got buzz. She really got clout, queen. Like they talking to the queen. Yo, she really got clout, man. Oh, does she? Let's question her baby Archie. Like, there's all this other shit, bro. It's like, people hate on people for multitude of reasons. Like, I know the queen just an old racist white woman. You can't convince me any differently.
I can hate you because you're married to my grandson and black. Like
facts. That's what I'm saying. And I'm the queen. I can hate you. I've been hating bitches look like you my whole life. Just like, think about to stop because Harry crying. Queen, like, you think about to stop because Harry asked me to? Get the fuck out my face. Grandmother, can't you treat her nicely?
To hell with that negroid. But now Megan was like, "Oh, the queen treat me nice," and I'm just like, I guess, man. If you say so. I'm not here to refute your claim. You actually know the woman. I don't know that bitch.
I can honestly see the queen being chill because she's like, "Hey, yo, like I'm old, bruh. I am old. What do I gotta hate for at this point, man? Like I do what I want. I wave. People like the shit. It's all the other motherfuckers that we don't hear about the other dukes and earls and the extended family. Because we know that. What this nigga?
Bathroom, bro.
Yeah. But we don't hear about the other people that are next in line for the crown. We hear about William.
How is she still alive?
Because she's British.
But bro, all these
British
people
just be old.
Bro, I'm convinced they're doing the whole baby shit.
I thought you were gonna say the blood swapping shit.
No, like the baby blood, they doing all that shit. They're doing all that. They have to, bro. She's people I've seen die in the time this woman has been old enough to die.
Yeah.
Like I feel like she's been 80 my whole life.
She has been.
That's what I'm saying, bro. That they're doing something. They're doing some weird shit, bro. I won't be surprised if they go old vampires.
But also it's like Mick Jagger and shit. Like Mick Jagger is 80 something. Like, and he's done like a bunch of hard ass drugs. Like all the Rolling Stones is old. You know, you got a bunch of old British motherfuckers. It's because British people just don't die.
They do be living a long ass time.
Like, them motherfuckers don't die.
They don't age well, but they do age.
Maybe it's the oh man, they age like fucking bananas.
Yeah, but they be looking old as shit for a long ass time.
But they here.
Yeah,
facts.
Still
useful. It just like a banana. Oh shit.
But yeah, the firm is real. That's all that did.
The firm is real.
The firm is real. When I seen that nigga at the front, cause like I said, I don't really like. I know if a man is handsome or not. That's an ugly motherfucker. Like, nah, we ain't doing.
This is how I know the firm is real, right? It's
my uncle was gone.
William isn't even bald. He's balding.
Yeah,
the nigga still got the crown. He still got the crown. Nice. This nigga is balding, and you say he's the most handsome? No, that's the worst hairstyle, man. You're not gonna tell me you got the bowl coming in, but the top is gone. So I'm like, oh no, I'm bald out. No, nigga, you trash.
Firm,
that's
son.
what you are.
That's the firm.
That is 100% the firm.
Bruh, like you're not gonna tell me that Jason Statham. You know, it's alright. It's alright.
Bro, Morris Chestnut.
Well, see, Morris Chestnut is a black king. He's not a king. So
I'm very interested to examine how you build credibility to people. You know, how can I myself become a credible source of information to Lewis or you? Right? It's like
you have to be right.
How many times though?
You get I think it's a threshold that you reach, and then you're good from there. I think for me, if you are right like 5 times about something serious, you know, like something that it's a serious topic, and then but if you're right 5 times, it's all right. I can trust Joel's.
What if you're right 4 times, but it's over some bullshit?
Like I said, it depends.
Because Lou said who made the study, right? Who made the study? So I'm very interested. If they release this bullshit study that I'm not about to do research and try to find the bottom of its accuracy, but then the same group of individuals release a study over a serious topic, like how many police in London interact with black people a year. Same group doing the study. We know they're working with the firm, but all I'm saying is like they built up credibility because they've done all the bullshit, and then it's like, I don't know, because like, for instance, BuzzFeed will always be what BuzzFeed started out. A whole bunch of useless polls of what Disney character are you? That's BuzzFeed. That's what BuzzFeed used to be to me.
Yeah.
So to me, no matter how legitimate they've become as a news source, I always have them in that spot in my brain as like, I don't know, what was that? Fluff news? I don't know what the clickbait. They were the masters of clickbait. You know, and yeah, go ahead.
But in the same token, though, all right, they are not the National Enquirer.
They're not.
They might as well be. I mean, they kind of in the same
no. It's not that they might as well be, because they have been correct on certain things. It's the balance of the bullshit. Because National Enquirer, you know, they push the bullshit on you. They've been right about a couple things.
BuzzFeed got a lot of journalism cred because they broke some Cosby accusers back in the day, and they've done some things for the Me Too thing that had credibility to it. So I think that's how they've sort of tried to move into the legitimization space of being real journalists. They still do the clickbait shit, but I think for me it's like Walt said, 5 serious times, right? If throughout the course of y'all knowing me, I've given you at least 3 to 4 pieces of advice that's worked out for you, I probably might be a reliable, trusted source that you may come to me with problems, right? Vice versa. And so, like I said, if it's worked, if it's been applicable and successful, then you may become a credible source. But then I look at the innocuous, like the just subtle ways in which something can become a legit thing. Like our whole life, we were told the scales of justice are blind. Clearly a fucking lie. Clearly a lie. But we didn't think about it because you showed me the statue with the bitch. You showed me the statue with the blindfold and the chick holding the joint. So you had this fake symbolism to go with this lie. But as I dig deeper and really get to the surface of it, I'm seeing that you was just lying. Nothing about this joint is blind and objective. This justice system was built on seeing color. Literally, you used to go to court to prove you was white. It used to be the biggest amount of trials. That was the biggest trial cases in America. Nigga. Somebody going in the courtroom trying to get their white status.
No,
but it seems that you have a German uncle.
So again, I think
like they put Archie in front of the panel and shit.
They whip out that brown paper bag. They're like,
right. They were like, how white is he?
Like he got Megan sitting in the basement for a week before she come to the courtroom. So she looked pale as shit. Look at my mom, Your Honor. I'm clearly a white man.
How much sun have you taken in?
Oh,
zero
today, sir.
Yeah,
I took in sun today, and this is my color.
Bro, they used to do the water test. They used to splash water on people's hair.
Oh,
they used to do. And at the church, they had the comb test. They used to have a comb hanging up, and you used to have to drag it through your hair in order to get into the church.
Man.
Yeah, that's how it is. They used to do this. Like that's what I be saying. Like that should be crazy, bro. Like that's what oftentimes doesn't hit niggas. Like when I posted that video, this man found in that chair with human hair from our ancestors in it.
That's wild.
But you got to think, bro. Like I feel like a slave master just made that on a whim. Man, cut the hair off and let me see if that worked. Hold on. Like I could just picture a slave kneeling in front of this nigga washing his feet or something. He sees the hair, he just start going like this. Ran upstairs real quick, touched his bed. She's like, this is hard as fuck. But her round up the slaves. Bro, but just that level of callousness, like it's eerie. But when I realized a man was sitting in a chair of people who did not willingly offer their hair, they most likely were scalped for it. And they put it, because you got to think of how important hair was to our people. Yeah. Nobody would willingly give that shit up. So
a lot of hair too.
A lot of hair. So like I said, when we get those little things, like you see the books made of Native American skin and like, I don't know, it's just shit that you see where I'm just like, bro, like, I don't really think we know how this was a dark continent. Like dark. Shit was going down.
A lot of sin.
Still is.
You really ain't got to do much to convince me anymore.
Yeah, not really. It's like had a whole chair, bro, and cotton was a thing. You took the hair off the people picking the cotton to put it in your chair. Cotton. Come on, son.
And they were most likely women that he took it from.
Oh yeah, you already knew they were.
Yeah, that's
because they had the longest hair. Because it was something.
I don't know how we got here from the firm.
So you don't know how we got here from Lil Nas X.
No, the firm, bro. But again,
because them motherfuckers perpetrating this shit to begin with.
The lies. That's why we got here, Lou. The cap. That's how we got here. The cap of these colonial colonizers, nigga. That's how we got here. That the scales of justice and that cap, nigga.
The alliteration.
That's what I was saying. You know what?
William being the sexiest ball man.
That's the meme I need. I want the picture of the blonde justice scale, but just put a blue cap on her. That's the meme. That's the meme. That's the meme right now, bro. She's got the scales, put everything, just put the blue cap on her. So that's all I need, nigga, because this bitch is cap. Cap. All cap, nigga.
Yeah, so you got two pictures. You see the statue, and then it's like, man, it's missing something.
Well, I look.
The second picture is the blue cap on it. That's it.
Exactly.
Cap.
That's what we should have did. All these Confederate statues, just put blue caps on all these niggas.
Yeah, blue caps on his cap.
Yeah, I put one on the Lincoln Memorial, nigga.
Definitely cap.
That whole, that big ass statue of Lincoln at the back of it. I put that cap up there. Just put that big old blue cap, nigga. But now it's interesting because I've always, these lies that raised us, they're interesting. It's like It's like because we were taught so many lies about freedom. We actually want it now.
Mm-hmm.
And there's like white people like, damn, we really shouldn't have taught these niggas about justice. Cause he just like
at this point, I'm surprised they're not saying that we shouldn't have taught these niggas.
Shit never gave you niggas the internet.
Well, look, as
books.
Look, Brian Kemp and the governor of Georgia, they fixed that voting shit. They was like, they said, hold on, no, you can't even give niggas waiting in line water.
Not voting.
They said you can't hit. It's illegal to give them water.
You want to give them what? Oh no! We can't have them hydrated. We can't have them coherent when they come in vote.
So this is my thing. Instead of passing legislation to eliminate the lines, you pass legislation to limit people helping those who have to wait in line. It's so easy. Like it's not like that's what I'm saying. It's not even there's not even no Fox News icing on this joint no more. You know, Fox News always has this is racism. Oh no, this has to do with 2A and the states' rights. You know, Fox News always hit you with you say it's racism. Fox News says no, this has to do with healthcare. It's like, you know, we just don't like Obamacare. Okay. like Brian Kemp don't even got no other reason, bro. You made it illegal to hand water to niggas. Think about that. He said, you see these niggas drinking that water, trying to vote. You can't vote and have your thirst quenched. I wait for the nigga who's like, I brought Gatorade, not water.
It's just water.
Right, I was about to say.
Yo, this Hennessy. What y'all mad about?
I don't know. And so the Congress, the representative, knocks on this nigga's door because she want to be in the room when all these white men do this bullshit. She just want to be there, just staring at them. And I feel that. She just wants to see it. Arrest her.
And doesn't she have a right as a Congress member to be there?
Yes.
She worked in the job.
She works in the state legislative building. Look,
sorry, man. This area is restricted. It's for congressional members only. I'm a congressional member.
I don't know, man. I'm just saying. I only think it's it's blatant at this point. Y'all passed legislation to restrict voting access because niggas voted. That's the only thing you did. You was like, damn. But you know what it shows? Our only weapon is really unity. Because they're doing everything in their power to stop our biggest moment of showing it. I know a lot of niggas didn't like Joe who voted for Joe. Hands up right here. Fuck that nigga. But there was reasons to it. You know? So I have to concede on some level. It's just like, yeah, man, it's crazy that it's like, okay, you're doing the legislation, do everything in your power. And it's, I don't know. It's like, that's just wild. It's like, how many black people are in Georgia and y'all are like, how can we stop this? Like, instead of just trying to get the votes from
dead in its tracks.
Because it's not like you don't got angles in the black communities in the South. They're very conservative. Work. You can do it.
That is work, sir.
That's more work. Yeah, trying to change them, trying to flip them voters.
I don't know why
they'd rather just do what they've been doing, which is literally stopping motherfuckers from.
So I guess some of them were like, "Yo, I can't pretend to not be racist long enough to get these black people to vote for me. I'd rather just be racist as fuck and stop them from voting."
Exactly. Just like you've been doing.
That's Joe's best skill set.
This is a perfect place.
You can go a long time without letting you know he racist as shit. But every now and then it slips up. Charlemagne interview, you know. It's just I don't expect much from Joe though. Like,
almost forgot about that.
Yeah, it slips through every now and then. But he's really good at. Democrats are the best at it. You know, they go a long time before they let you know they don't give a fuck about you.
I ain't spent 2 hours.
Yeah, we can wrap this joint up.
Yeah, thanks.
But so let's see. What else do we want to talk? Is something dropping lately? Any music news?
Any new shit coming out?
I don't know about music. But Godzilla versus King Kong. Watch.
Yeah, You watched it?
Nah, not yet. I'm going to though.
Yeah, I'm looking forward. Apple invested $50 million in United Masters, which makes sense. They just want you to stream with them. They don't give a fuck about labels.
$50 million?
Yeah, they don't give a fuck about labels either. Yeah, Apple Music is like, come straight to us. You can stream straight to us. We is not tripping. Ari Lennox birthday photos, which had a nigga all thirsty.
Boy, what? Saying all them joints.
All right. Well, I guess that's it then. Nothing dropping this week. Rod Wave's album it's like that. The kid is here.
I heard some of it.
I ain't good to it.
He's doing his thing. And then like I said, RIP Nip. And this has been the TWEOM podcast. I've been your host, Joel Morris.
It's your favorite host, the prettiest host, Louis XV.
And it's the best host, Walt Reed.
Peace. Thank you for watching.
Put a cap on that nigga.
Oh, yeah.